Oh my gosh, and we got to radiate. Okay, that very quickly puts us back into comfort territory, back into the zone of what can I do to increase my abilities with what I currently have. And that's definitely on there. Alchemy, not great. I mean, Conjuration's also -1, but we at least have some overlap with other abilities that we want there. Irradiate is just so good that I think it's got to come up. Very nice stat stick. Yeah, no kidding, Ripo. In fact, we're a little spoiled for choice here today because we got this lovely son of a gun, the willpower alone. Beautiful, fantastic, magnifique. Magic, of course, really solid for our caster as well, but on the other side of it, we have the speed agitating, poison resistance in +3. For the stage we're at in the game, that's essentially the ideal stat stick. You know, we're about to head into S branches, so we definitely want our poison resistance up to snuff. And so that is quite wonderful indeed. Poison you, my friend. Not too shabby. I'm also tempted, should I just train more Bardiche? Like, should I try to work my way towards min delay on this son of a gun? There's no guarantee that we'll be wanting to use a melee weapon at the later stages of the game, but I guess perks of being a mountain dwarf means that it's a possibility at the very least. And what we could end up doing is enchanting that Lagitang up. We don't want to be melee attacking with the Lagitang too much because it's rage inducing, so can very quickly put ourselves into a, let's just say, a poor choice of scenario. Okay, I was wondering. Slime, a bit more intelligent than I gave them credit for, but that's fine. Hello? Okay, nope. We do not negotiate with slimes. Let's just head out of there, play it a little bit safer, and just make sure that we're not taking any of those really nasty bigger hits that the slimes are fully capable of if they so desire to take out the big guns. However, we can just keep doing this. And it doesn't get much better than that, folks. Fantastic. As for the rest of you, okay, took a really terrible turn at the end there, but otherwise was kind of following the trajectory that I originally was hoping and planning for, so that is fine by me. We're almost at attacking once per turn with our +10 Bardiche as well, so it's pretty fantastic in its own right. Excuse me? I feel like I'm missing something. There's like a sneaky enemy somewhere here, right? Ah, just you. Shadow creatures, yeah, it's just current level, so D12, I'm okay with that. Mass confusion? You're honestly not too bad. We did fight an obsidian statue relatively recently at that, so... Okay, yeah, this is fine. In fact, just step into the midst of all of the centaurs. We pretty much get free reign here for the moment. Beautiful. Not that we necessarily needed the blink scroll, though it is of course nice to have, especially if we're going to be burning through them at the rate that we have up until this point in the run, so it is what it is. But okie dokie. Do we want to just continue down regular dungeon here? This is generally the cusp. D12 is when I really want to come to my decision of clear all the way to 15 or switch up for the S branches and see if we can't find some good movement over on that side of things, but maybe we'll keep going. Things are looking pretty nice, pretty solid for us here in the dungeon so far. So I don't think we're completely out of our gourd to just try to continue capitalizing on that. This is either noise or torment. What a combo. And not too shabby. Again, if the Cyclops, perfect, ignores us completely. That is kind of ideal. And this is our moment. When we start getting gifted books from Sif is when the run can really start to take on a life of its own. You can actually get enough spells to move the needle in an appreciable way. Okay, so we don't use Bardishas against these kiddos. That will, in fact, let the bodies hit the floor. That's not what we're aiming for here today. Will, however, blast this vampire with a couple of motes. Fantastic. Gotta love this spell. I think it's been carrying us through a lot of this run against encounters that may or may not have been problematic on their own. Oftentimes, maybe, you know, would have been a-okay just diving directly into the thick of things and slashing and bashing like we oftentimes do. But having the safety and security to make these kids come after me, now that is just lovely to see. Let that son of a gun step in, and that should do the trick. Okie dokie. Well, definitely looking pretty solid here overall. And that should be the floor. Let's at least do D14. Don't know if we'll do 15 quite yet. Yikes, I don't even know if we'll do 14. I mean, most of these sons of war guns, I was going to say, sons of guns, do get melted. Case in point. But still not exactly ideal. Turns out that accidental step that forced me to take a bunch of these kiddos upstairs with me kind of works out. I shouldn't be doing this. I think the two-headed ogre and the orc knight could actually output enough damage to make me sincerely regret all the choices I'd made up until that stage in my life, but apparently nothing we can't handle here. Let's take these kiddos upstairs for a little bit of action, and that is lovely. We do have that simulacrum. I don't actually know what kind of flavor it was. So let's maybe double check that. Wolf spider. Oof, that's a lot of cold damage. We can probably melt you almost instantaneously, though. Or not at all. I mean, it's not really worth risking our lives here. Because we could just use the wand of dispersion to get this buddy off of our back, or dispersal. There we go. Let's do so. 44 health. 36 is your shot. So you're saying I can handle it for one turn? No, we leave. We just get out of there. Let's not be silly. Simulacrum also can't heal. Holy crap, not that it matters. Okay, that's actually what I was kind of expecting the very first time we came down here. Why do I do this to myself? Why do I never learn? Okay, Centaur is going to be an issue when they eventually pop up. But this son of a gun on their lonesome, not so much. In fact, the blast motes are kind of bad because they get rid of our body block. If only I could have taken advantage a little bit further of our icy friend. So, okay, I'm going to heal. Then we're just going to try and paralyze you. C'est la vie. Okie dokie. Holy cow. Well, back into the mix. Hopefully nothing quite as terrifying as what we experienced there. Of course, my own stupidity being a very, very much a contributing factor overall. that's fine. Kill Josephine. Sure, the Centaur Warrior is taken care of, and that should do the trick. Again, every single encounter now is turning into something a little bit more touch and go than I otherwise would wish to occur. So with that in mind, I think we get the heck out of here. Why am I even continuing down that train of thought when we could just leave and come back when we're feeling a little bit better suited, better prepared for that? And while we wait, let's head over to work and see how things are faring on this side of the dungeon, shall we? Flame Wave should do some pretty solid work overall. Do want to be ready to leave at a moment's notice if I start to feel less than inclined about our continued success. And that seems to be a good breaking point right then and there, so that's beautiful. Wait out enough turns for sure that we don't have those summons to deal with, and that should get the job done well enough for me at least. In fact, yeah, do you know what? Taking you kids on a little bit of a tour. Fantastic. The rest of this should be a bit more manageable. Or not at all. That's fine too. Holy cow, and I keep taking way more damage than I intend. Let me do a quick check. What can we do to just one and done these sons of guns? We could irradiate. That should kill the two-headed ogre. Should honestly kill both of them. Might not. 9% chance of failure. I shouldn't do this, but I'm gonna. And they both die. Holy moly. Welp. I guess not horrible, all things considered. Could have gone a hell of a lot worse. Now, as for Uruk here, you have a big old great sword, my friends. That'll be hitting like a truck. We do have fire resistance, so that's at least not a concern for me here today. I mean, I can probably take on an Uruk if I had to guess. Famous last words and all of that, of course, but there we go. Even better if I can take you upstairs. Apparently not as much better as I was expecting. Yikes. Fortunately, these stairs are just not a great spot. At the very least, what I can do, I guess, is drop in a digging charge. I should maybe wait until I have company. Should I just leave? Probably, but hey, we stick it out till the end of times there, and it does work out in our favor after all. Oof, why do we have so many of the annoying, scary enemies on Orc 1 here? The High Priests, the Sorcerers. Apparently these kiddos just don't take a day off. Nope. Perfect. And this is where we start to play to our strengths, play it safe, play it careful, and just bring these kiddos upstairs with us. Fantastic. When did I find Firestorm? That was, I believe, a gift from Sif here. Gave us that spell book a little while back, so I guess we could probably focus a little harder into magic if we wanted to bring that online. At the moment, it's just going to be a potential sink for Divine Exegesis. The conjuration side is tough. So I don't know if level 9 spells will be in this character's future. We'll have to see. I'm holding out hope for a hero and all that good stuff, of course. But we shall have to endeavor to witness what this character is able to achieve in the 3-rune run that we have planned for them. Okie dokie. Well, hopefully we've taken care of most of what this floor has to offer. One would imagine at the very least. I will get scroll butterflies. I shouldn't buy anything because we're about to find more shops down below. guess I could switch to chainmail of fire resistance, but it would make our casting worse and not really help us out in any other appreciable fashion, so it's probably gonna be a no for the moment here. And perfect. Cobalt Blast Miners, no real issues one way or another. Let's finish off at least Orc 1. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about Orc 2. Oh no, if it's any worse than what we faced up there, then we could very easily be walking ourselves into bad news bears scenarios, but I guess let's try and see where we land in that regard, shall we? Like here, we at least can get our opener. Fantastic. Then I want these kiddos to come right this way. In fact, there we go. Now I have a nice diagonal, and I can just start blasting to my heart's content. This is our life now. Beautiful. And the Warlord was definitely the toughest part. With a heavy broadaxe, I did not want to face the music there unless absolutely necessary, which, as we discovered, it was not absolutely necessary. Neither was taking this much damage. Oh, me oh my. Let's do a quick check before I use my final blinking scroll, which, considering how many blinking scrolls we started this run with, embarrassing that we've found ourselves at this point in our lives, but is what it is, I guess. You, sir. Now that we have some distance between us and the heart has indeed grown fonder, as distance is wont to do, we can definitely just lay out our traps in such a delicate finesse manner, and that does great for us here. In fact, very lucky that the two-headed ogres lost their privilege in actually being able to stand next to us, so we'll just run away from these kids for the moment here and then start blasting. Playing it a little careful because I will eventually deal too much damage to myself as I lay out these close quarter landmines. But until that point, until that day, you know what we say. Just burn them up. Don't like that stairway? Not at all. And I should not be continuing to go down. I feel like each time I do so, I'm like, oh, there have to be fewer two-headed ogres this time around. Right? And while that may be true, there are still too many two-headed ogres for me to truly feel comfortable with myself in any meaningful capacity. There we go. A little bit better on this side of things. I will definitely take you for a bit of a ride, my friend. If you start summoning in things, then so help me Bio. I will smite thee. It won't even be close. Which I kind of ended up smoting you in a different way anyway. So apologies for the slight misleading and dishonesty there, but there we go. Ogre Mage. I should double check. I'm assuming the Paralyze is essentially non-existent as a threat because we're at 3 pips of willpower. We are at 3 pips of willpower, which for this stage in the game is incredible. In fact, yeah, even you are at 0%. I'd say that's a good sign for me. Did you notice what I did there? Had our Fear Scrolls on Quick Cast and immediately just burned through one of our final remaining emergency resources. So that's just grand. We do love when we're big old dum-dums like that. But in all honesty, obviously, very much my own issue and mistakes. So we will learn to live with it, as those who make mistakes often do. And beautiful. Okay, what all else does this floor have to throw at us? It's a little bit of an interfaces issue. Do you know what? You're right. I'm going to take that and let's just run with it. It is completely an interface issue, which is not what you said, but is how I'm going to interpret what you said for my own maximum benefit, you see. Because nothing is ever my fault, of course. As a god gamer, I hold no responsibility over any issues, mistakes, flaws, or other negative details that may or may not come out from as a result of... Okay. Sorry, I got distracted as I was trying to do my verbal diarrhea thing. Immediately getting distracted. Probably should just be more focused on contained survival in the first place here, so... You know, with that being the case, let's get through this nasty little poison nest of sorts.